Hey, boys and girls, welcome today. We are on week number 6 on finding Jesus under the sea, right? I hope you've been enjoying this series. We've been learning about so many different creatures. Last week we learned about the humongous, gigantic blue whale, right? And today we're going to learn something really special, right? A creature that is so small, goes so slow, right? But it's so beautiful as well, right? We're going to learn about this beautiful creature. So let's stay tuned, right? So I want you to get up, start singing some songs, right? And we are going to get into the lesson soon. So stay tuned. I will catch you around. Be blessed.
My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. In the beginning, God made everything. God simply spoke and the world came to be. He sent a flood and made everything new. He parted the sea and let his people walk through. He helped a boy bring a giant right down. Joshua marched, the walls fell to the ground. These acts of power are worthy of praise. But if you want to question my God and his ways, I'll look you in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. Though we are sinners, he still gave us worth. God sent his son to live here on the earth. He healed the sick, he made blind men see. He let the lame walk and he set the world free. He died on a cross and he rose from the grave. He conquered sin, he is mighty to save. He went to heaven and he's coming back. God's word is true, but if it's attacked, I'll look you in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. God the Spirit, God the Father, God the Son. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. God the Spirit, God the Father, God the Son. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. I want the world to know about my God. I want to live so the whole world can see that my heart has changed, I'm forgiven and new. If people need proof, may they see it in me. Let's look the world in the eye. Let's look them in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. I'm not afraid because God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so
The amazing world of sea stars. Sea stars are marine invertebrates. Often, they have a central disk and 5 arms extending from that disk. Some species of sea stars have 6 to 7 arms, while other species of sea stars have 10 to 15 arms. Sea stars are often brightly colored. Some of the most well-known sea stars are in different shades of orange and red. However, you can find other sea stars that are gray, brown, and even blue. Sea stars can be found in tropical coral reefs, seagrass meadows, tidal pools, and even down 20,000 feet to the deep sea floor. Some of the most common predators of sea stars include sea anemones, crabs, gulls, sea otters, and other fish. To protect themselves from predators, sea stars have substances in their body walls that have unpleasant flavors. Some other sea star species have toxins in their body that can protect them if they are being hunted. One of the coolest things about sea stars is that they can grow back lost arms. In fact, with enough time, they can even regrow an entirely new limb. Regrowing these lost arms or limbs can take several months or years. Isn't that amazing?
Hey kids, welcome back to Creative Time. I'm so glad to have you join us today. Right, we've had some amazing pictures that came as we learned about the blue whale last week, right? The big, humongous creature, right? And we had some amazing pictures that came in, right? Let's have a look what's happening. All right, first and all, we've got Daria. Daria's done a beautiful picture with the blue whale, right? And she's got some whale facts as well. Wow. So the whale is the largest mammal alive. They can be found in all the world's oceans, right? They can grow up to as 98 feet and weigh 180 tons, and all. She's drawn a huge list as well, right? And she's drawn a beautiful picture about a whale and then the cross, and she's done whale fun facts. Weight of heart, right? A cow, yes. And the tongue, an elephant, the size of an elephant. Yes, all right. I saw Ellie and ant. I was wondering what is to do with the ant. Okay, right. But a beautifully done picture. Well done, Daria. Excellent job. All right. And next we've got Nicholas. Nicholas is a beautiful one of a boy with little face, but he's drawn a boy with hair, and that hair looks like a bit of mine. I think because that's me, right? Not me. You don't know long hair. Okay, beautifully done, Nicholas. Excellent job. And a whale, lot of faith, right? Have faith like a blue whale, right? Excellent job, Nicholas. Well done. And we've got Claire. Claire, beautiful one. Have faith as a blue whale. Wow, she's done a beautiful picture of a blue whale in the blue ocean. It's like the blue whale is camouflaged into the ocean, Claire. Right? Beautifully done. I love that picture. Very nice. Very beautiful. And next we've got Javan. Javan's beautiful one, right? And I think I see stars. I see the behind the bush. I think there's a bush, and is a man on fire. Right? But a beautiful picture drawn, Javan. Excellent job. Right? A beautiful drawing which you've done. And yeah, wow, excellent job. Right? You, J-boy, are one excellent boy. Right? Excellent job. And next we've got Joanna. Wow, Joanna's done a beautiful one with a little smiley wave, with a turtle. And there we go, we got that anemone again, right? And a beautiful coral. And wow, Joanna, you're becoming an excellent artist like your brother, right? Beautifully drawn, excellent job, right? And we've got, wow, Joel's one. We've got a beautiful one about Moses parting the Red Sea, right? And how the sea was parted just like in the cartoon. Beautifully done, right? A beautiful drawing of where the oceans are splitting apart and Moses takes the people through. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And we've got Saraya. Wow, Saraya's done a beautiful one, all different colors with a blue whale. And believe in God, have faith in Him, right? He will answer your prayers and do a miracle and do amazing things. That is so true, Saraya. God will do amazing things, right? And beautifully drawn, a nice blue whale and a jellyfish. And we've got a sea turtle. There's another jellyfish. There's a pufferfish. There's a seahorse. Yeah, seahorse. I have a seahorse at home as well. Okay, right. Beautifully drawn, Saraya. Excellent job. Excellent, excellent. And next we've got Hassaral. Hassaral has done a beautiful one of a blue whale. A beautiful one, a big one he's drawn with the blue whale spurting out water from his air hole. Right, a beautifully done, Hassaral. Excellent job. Well done. And next we've got, this is Anagi's one, as she's done a beautiful one of the whale where you can see the blue whale, right? Beautifully with pencil she has drawn it, and you see the bubbles that are going up, right? Beautifully done, Anagi. I love it. Very detailed, right? Excellent job, right? That's all the pictures we've got for this week, right? We've got 2 videos of Jessica and Adora telling some scripture verses as well. Beautifully done, Jessica and Adora. Adora's talking about the plagues that took place in Egypt, right? And we've also left Jessica tell a beautiful verse as well, right? So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, Adora. Thank you, Jessica. Beautifully one videos you've sent us. And kids, don't forget, send in your creative stuff for this week to the email address below, right? Even the creative things that you're going to learn to do as well. Send it through. We would love to see it, okay? I will catch you around. Be blessed.
Books of the Bible. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 King, 2 King. The 10 plagues that happened in Israel. The first plague, the plague of blood, the plague of frogs, the plague of ants, the plague of flies, the plague of livestock, the plague of boils, the plague of hails, the plague of locusts, the plague of darkness, the plague of firstborn.
God's story, God's promise to Abraham. So part of God's story is about a promise God made to Abraham, and it begins like this. Once there was a guy named Abraham. He had a wife, Sarah. They didn't think they could have any kids, which was a major disappointment because they really wanted a family. But little did Abraham know that God had a very special plan for him. When Abraham was 75 years old, God promised to give him kids, and one day God would send the rescuer through his family. All God asked was that Abraham and Sarah leave their home first and follow him. Now, they had a tough choice to make: leave all their friends and trust God, or stay comfortable. This was not easy. See, Abraham really wanted kids, but was already pretty old. Sarah was getting up there too. Not to mention, she had never been able to get pregnant. So if Abraham and Sarah were going to leave their home and trust in God's promise, they had to believe that God would do something that seemed impossible. The good news is, they decided to trust that God would keep his promise. That's always the right choice. So Abraham and Sarah moved from their home to a land called Canaan. Right away, God reminded Abraham of his promise. He said, "I will make your children like the dust of the earth." Can specks of dust be counted? If they can, then your children can be counted. This was God's funny way of telling Abraham he would have a lot of kids, because nobody can count every piece of dust. Well, this promise seemed great, but after a while, Abraham and Sarah still had no kids, let alone as many as the pieces of dust. Now, they were really old. Sometimes God doesn't remind us of his promises because he wants us to learn to trust him. But God took Abraham outside at night and told him to look at the stars. He reminded Abraham that he would give him that many kids. So Abraham decided to keep believing God. He and Sarah waited again. After more years, he got impatient. This time, God told Abraham, by next year, Sarah will have a son. But by now, Abraham was 99 years old. He and Sarah had both given up on having kids and God's promise. In fact, when Abraham told Sarah what God said, she laughed. It's probably not a good idea to laugh at God's promises, but Sarah was tired of waiting and had stopped trusting. The great thing is, even if we think it's impossible, God really does keep his promises. And just like God promised, Sarah got pregnant the next year after Abraham's 100th birthday. When her son was born, she named him Isaac, which means laughter. Sarah said, God has given laughter to me. Everybody who hears about this will laugh with me. And think about it. A really old lady having a baby is pretty funny. God kept his promise to give Abraham and Sarah a son. Even though they didn't think it was possible, it was easy for God because he can do anything, including giving old people babies. And remember how God was going to give Abraham as many children as the stars in the sky? Well, Isaac grew up and had children who had more children who had more children. This kept going and going and going. And guess who eventually was born in Abraham's line? The rescuer himself, God's son, Jesus. All because Abraham followed God and trusted God to keep his promise. And that's the story of God's promise to Abraham. So in case you missed it, here's the quick version. Abraham and Sarah were old. God promised to give Abraham kids. Abraham and Sarah waited. They got impatient. God reminded them he keeps his promises. Abraham and Sarah waited more. They got impatient again. God told them Sarah would have a baby. Sarah laughed. She had a baby. Jesus was eventually born into their family. God always keeps his promises. And that's a part of God's story.
Hey kids, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed watching all the shows. I hope you enjoyed watching the cartoons. I hope you enjoyed singing the songs, dancing and all, right? And I hope you enjoyed like doing that little craft work. I think kids, hey, don't forget, okay? Get those popsicle sticks out and start doing that amazing craft work, right? Which is so cool. All right. So today we are learning about the starfish. How many of you have seen starfish? You have, right? So I've got 3 starfish at home. So I've got a seawater tank at home, right? And I've got some beautiful fish, and I've got 3 beautiful starfish. They call them the cookie starfish, right? They're so beautiful, right? And they're like a cookie, like a dough cookie, right? It's a white one with little red spots, right? And they're smooth, so slow, but they're so beautiful at the same time, right? And like in the story, right, we learn in Genesis chapter 15, right, where God talks to Abraham, right, and he says, look, Abraham, he wants him to leave Ur and go to wherever he's going to tell you, right? And he said, I'm going to look up into the sky. And Abraham looks up and sees all the stars, and God says, you know what, I'm going to bless you like the stars. And Abraham's thinking, God, I am old, my wife is old, and I have no children. How is he going to bless me like the stars? Right? And Abraham would have been thinking that, right? But God said he's going to bless him. I'm going to make him into a great nation, right? That was God's promise to Abraham. And that's how the Israelite nation came about as well, right? And through that, through the blessing of Abraham, through that Israelite nation, came a man named Joseph, who was the father to Jesus, right? And through how we got salvation through Jesus. We all know that story, right? God had a plan, and he blessed Abraham, right? But you know what, Abraham, it was tough for Abraham to leave everything. He was a very wealthy man. Abraham was a very wealthy man, and God asked him to leave everything and go to the land I am telling you. He doesn't even know where he's supposed to go. Have you ever got into the car and your parents don't know where they're going? Have you got in the car and said, Dad, where are we going? And Dad's like, I don't know. You wouldn't, isn't it? If always our parents know where they're going to take us. Either they go to the shops, or they're going to school, or they're going to work, or somewhere. You know the place. We don't know the place. How do you go? That's what the faith Abraham had, right? And you know, Abraham was blessed. We can read the story in Genesis. We keep reading the story about Abraham. Right throughout you see how God blessed Abraham. He went through a lot of difficulties as well, but God blessed him. And that promise which God gave to Abraham was so true, right? He blessed, and the Israelite nation came out of Abraham, right? And we are now partakers of that blessing too. You and me, we are partakers of that blessing, right? And that's what God said. And you know, looking up at the stars there, you know, under the sea, even at the seabeds, you have these beautiful starfish, right? Right, starfish, they move so gracefully and so slowly, and there are so many sizes, so many different colors. Such a beauty there. Starfish are so beautiful, right? I'm waiting to grab a hold of another starfish, right? I'm waiting for my fish guy to get me a new starfish. I love them. They're so cool, right? But you know what? They take such a long time to move from one side to the other side. They're like all slow motion. You know, very slow, right? But they're beautiful creatures, right? They live under the sea, on the beds of the sea, on rocks, on corals, and they move about like that, you know. And you know what? Something, kids, you and I, we have to be thankful for God blessing us, right? There are so many blessings sometimes we are not thankful for, right? God blesses us each and every day, right? Each and every day God blesses us. There's so many things we thank about, the food we eat. We got to thank God for the parents He's given us. He's given us a roof above our heads. And you know, there are so many things we can be thankful for. You've got to be thankful God for the facility. You're able to watch this online. You can watch this on TV. You've got that facility. You've got to thank God for it. Because it's a blessing that comes from God, not from any of us. So you know what, kids? This week, I want to challenge you. You know, to have God's blessing in our lives, we got to always count them, and we got to thank God for His blessings. We got to keep thanking God for His blessings. So day in and day out, right? When you get up in the morning, when you go to sleep at night, will you take time and start thanking God for every blessing that He has given you, right? Just thank Him. That's all you got to do. You know, thank Him for your parents. Thank Him that you've got a place, you've got food to eat, you've got a roof above your head, you've got clean water when you open the tap. There are so many families, so many kids who don't have even clean water to drink. You're going to open the tap and you're like, we take so much things for granted, isn't it, kids? We open the tap and there's good water that comes. Sometimes we waste water. Food, when our parents come and give us good food, we leave behind. There are children who even don't have that to eat. But can we be thankful for what God has blessed us with and be responsible for that? Right? And when God promises to do something, He definitely will do it. Right? So guess what, kids? Your life is going to be a great blessing. Right? Like the stars in the sky. Like the starfish in the ocean, deep down below, up in the sky. Both were stars. Stars in the sky, starfish in the ground, deep in the sea, right? So those creatures are there. And beautiful creatures, right, which God has blessed us with, right? And what we look at them, we know is how God has blessed us with so many things. We'll have to be thankful to God for that, right? So I want you to take time this week and start thanking God. For every good thing that He has given you, I want you to start thanking God. Alright, will you do that with me, kids? Right, this week, don't ask God for anything. This week is not about asking God for things. This week is going to be just thanking God. Till I meet with you back again next Sunday. From this Sunday, I want you to start thanking God. Every day, you got to start only thank God for things, right? Thank Him, thank Him, thank Him. Not don't ask Him, don't send any requests. Don't pray for anything. This week is a week for thankfulness. We start thanking God. We're going to take a week and just thank Him. Right? We're not going to be like the Israelites who grumbled in the wilderness. We're going to just thank Him. Okay, kids? So take time this week and just start thanking God. Okay, kids? So be blessed. I will catch you next week for another amazing creature. We're going to learn about finding Jesus under the sea. Catch you around.
Everybody gets a heart. Everybody gets a soul. Everybody gets a mind to let them know that we can be smart, and we can be kind, and we can be living by giving and loving all the time. So on the days when it's feeling tough and it seems like you don't have enough, well, let's be thankful for our friends and family, and grateful for the air that we breathe, and appreciate everything that we have today. Let's be generous to anyone who has less than us. It's good to be compassionate, 'cause ever since the day you were born, yeah, we've got a lot to be thankful for. Yeah, we've got a lot to be thankful for. Everybody gets the land, and everybody gets a seed. So everybody lend a hand to those in need. 'Cause we can be nice,
We can be nice.
we can all share, and we can keep growing together. It's better when everyone cares. So on the days when it's feeling tough, and it seems like you don't have enough, well, let's be thankful for our friends and family, and grateful for the air that we breathe, and appreciate everything that we have today.
Hey!
Let's be generous to anyone who has less than us. It's good to be compassionate, 'cause ever since the day you were born, yeah, you got a lot to be thankful for. Yeah, we've got a lot to be thankful for. So, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my family. I am thankful for my neighbors. I'm thankful for my dog. I'm thankful for the food I have to eat. I'm thankful for my heart. I am thankful for my grandma and grandpa. I'm thankful for my teacher. I am thankful for my house. We're thankful for the earth.
So on the days when it's feeling tough, and it seems like you don't have enough, well, let's be thankful for our friends and family, and grateful for the air that we breathe, and appreciate everything that we have today.
Hey!
Let's be generous to anyone who has less than us. It's good to be compassionate, 'cause ever since the day you were born, yeah, you got a lot to be thankful for.
Thankful.
Yeah, you've got a lot to be thankful for.
Grateful.
We've got a lot to be thankful for.
Appreciate.
Yeah, you've got a lot to be thankful for.
Hey!
Alright, you've got a lot to be thankful